What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having a great night. I know my night just got much better. So there's still a little bit of time left in that draft, but I don't think anything's going to happen here. We've got some picks, though, coming up. We've got 4 left now, so excited about that, ladies and gentlemen. There is still room to have some fun here, so we lock up couple of picks, Tyler Steen, Sydney Brown. We're going to talk about them here in a second here, but we made 4 picks. We've got 4 more left. Then you've got 11 next year, 8 after that. We've got a lot of ammo. So if there's somebody falling or they could definitely trade back in, trade up, whatever the hell they want to do, trade back. All those things are possible, just like we talked about the last couple of days. So you're seeing Howie working his magic. People are finally catching on. This man is the best GM in the game. Let's effing go, baby. So let's talk a little bit about what went down today. The 2 picks obviously were back-to-back, so it was kind of weird. I couldn't really just make one, break down the person, so I figured let's just put it all together, give you a little depth chart. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got an updated depth chart here. And, we're going to talk a little bit about these picks here and how much I like them. Now, one of those picks I love because I told you, well, the last few weeks, and then, of course, last night and then this morning that Sydney Brown is that guy. If you don't get Brian Branch, which I thought would be pretty hard, he did fall a little bit, but didn't get him. It's unfortunate. Went a few in front of us, but, dude, I told you, if we don't get him, I'm telling you, Sydney Brown is the perfect fit for us. So I'm ecstatic about it. So at 62, we're sitting there. We lost out on, Brian Branch. So I feel, and Osiris Torrance was gone. We liked him a lot too. So I figured maybe a trade back coming. Boom. There you go. So we give them 62. We get 65, 188, and 230. So you get a 6th and a 7th. Let's effing ride, baby. All about it. We talk about getting some extra picks. And look, the Eagles, they're going to possibly make some more moves. So don't think that it's over now. But we made that move. We move back. We get 65 and 66. So back-to-back picks. You grab Tyler Steen at number 65. And this young man played left tackle at Alabama, 6'6", 321 pounds, 22 years old. And look, he predominantly played left tackle. He had transferred from somewhere. I cannot remember where the hell that was. But he played right tackle there the year he played. So he's got versatility at tackle, but didn't play guard there at Alabama. But here's the great part. Jeff Stoutland is our offensive line coach. And let me tell you, you're damn right. I reached right out to my source that works with the offensive lineman, and I said, what's going down with Tyler Steen? Is this the dude that's going to be the right guard? How am I supposed to feel about this young man? We've talked about a lot of these different prospects that played tackle, certain positions where it's like, that's fine. But if they've got the skill set, if Stout likes them, then we roll with it. So what my source told me was Stout loves him. So I said, that's all I need to know, baby. Let's go. But all about it. Now, from what I saw of this young man, he was not one of my top picks, prospects, or anything like that, because I wasn't really going for one. And I told you it could be one of these random ass linemen that, Stout sees something in, and, we're going to go from there. I trust in Stout. So if he loves this kid and he thinks he can use him as a guard, which was told to me, let's effing go. So you just grabbed yourself a starting right guard, possibly in the 3rd round. I love every second of that. So I'm pumped up about that pick. But then right after, you take Sydney Brown. This is another kid where he could be a great depth piece, or I think he's going to see a good amount of reps here, regardless of, him starting or whatever. But to me, you heard me talk extensively about him the last couple of weeks. And obviously I talked about him the past few months, but really harping on why this kid fits perfectly into what we're going to be running, the Vic Fangio, Nick Saban style defenses. You're going to see a lot of quarters defenses. These safeties, these hybrid guys are very important to what we're trying to do here. And I think this effing kid, he's got the right attitude, but he plays with that effing toughness we talk about. And this is somebody you could have in the box. You can have him playing deep. We need that versatility as a safety. Someone asked me earlier, who's free safety? Who's strong safety? Doesn't matter. In this system, they're safeties, and they're going to have to be able to do what the other guy can do, because we're going to be able to change our scheme. We're going to be able to change all the things we're doing with the same players on the field. So versatility is the name of the game here. And I think that these two both fit in with that versatility. So Tyler Steen, if he does not win this right guard job, he's going to be competing for a guy that was a center, Cam Jurgens. Now, the one thing Steen has on him is that effing size that you really want for a guard. So that's great. I think he could beat out Driscoll possibly. He could beat out Sua Opeta. So that's exciting. You bring in a guy, but if he doesn't, he's somebody who can be your backup left tackle. You got a guy with left tackle work at Alabama. So, yeah, Stout's going to coach him up. This dude brings that versatility we're looking for. This might be a perfect pick. So, don't care that he wasn't on my radar. I'm excited about this pick. And obviously, Sidney Brown being one of my top guys that we talked about, I obviously am very happy about that. So, let's take a gander in a second here at what this actually looks like, what this roster looks like. I love putting these little things together, especially the depth chart. It just, for me, it's like, oh my God, when I start seeing this stuff. But let's get into it now. I'm going to hop over to these comments real quick. Oh, so I don't know if I'm freezing up on you, lagging out, but this has been doing this the last couple of days. I just went over to the comments. And okay, there we go. It just says your names and it wasn't showing me anything. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, but no, look, if you would have played for Alabama, anything, you never know with these guys. People sleep on the wrong dude. So whatever they would have said, you heard me say it. I thought he could be second round potential this year because I don't care about what other people say or the experts, dude. This dude is a stud. So I'm with you, man. I think, he could have definitely gone somewhere else, but you never know. Those people, they just make stuff whatever they want up. You know what I mean? We see the talent. You know what I'm talking about. Dude is a stud. Draft has been phenomenal, dude. You've got guys that are not only like starters, but huge rotational pieces, whether or not they're starting or not. So Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and then Sidney Brown on defense. And then you add Tyler Steen to this offensive line. You get all the positions we have talked about. Let's go. And you got 4 picks left, and there's a lot of talent left in this draft. I'm pretty effing excited about it. Not going to lie to you, my man. Twisted. Appreciate you tuning in, dude. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Bad Babylon. Let's go. 6th and 7th round today. No, that will all start at noon tomorrow. We got the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round. The 3rd round ends here shortly tonight. But Sidney Brown, you know it, Sean. I'm excited about that one. And Darnell, that knee issue, whatever, it's going to drop him. And maybe you can get him later. Maybe you trade up if he drops a lot and you're like, damn, we got to go get this kid. So I wouldn't be against it. He just mentioned that. I will be making a show tomorrow talking about a lot of the guys I would maybe trade up for and guys I would just take where we're at. It's going to be huge. So maybe I'll give you a big amount of names to look out for because there's going to be a plethora of picks going down here. So let's ride. But, we've got 2 studs. I'll be real with you. So let's ride, man. So A-Chain, it breaks my heart, man. Love that kid. But I like the picks we made. So it is what it is. We're always going to have people that it sucks, especially when they go to like a division rival. That really sucks. But some of those picks next year, get back up in the 3rd. And what? Next year? Yeah, we'll talk about the draft next year. Hell yeah. I'm sure Howie will do the same thing, and we'll talk about all of that. Look, man, we're going to be stacked on this line, on defense, offense. I'm ready for it. But like I said, he's a beast. And from my source, when he tells me something, you guys know that it is dependable. It's not one of those things where people are like, I have a source, and they're just making things up. Like, if someone tells me something and I'm excited about it, get excited about it. I'm telling you, this dude knows offensive linemen, and Stout knows offensive linemen. So let's go. And yes, he was yours too. No doubt, man. You guys know how ecstatic I've been about Sidney Brown. Those of you who tune in. And Vandy, that's what it was. I almost said like Virginia. I would have been close with the V. But appreciate you saying that. If you guys enjoyed this draft content, if you enjoy somebody breaking down things that actually happened, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment. All those things, they truly do help build this channel up. And I'm trying to get better things, better cameras, better everything for you. It's a long road, ladies and gentlemen, but I just hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy my predictions, my breakdowns. Do the best I possibly can for you. Yes, he fills in all over the place. I am ecstatic about it. So let's take a look at this offensive depth chart here. Oh, yeah, I've got it all ready together. You know me. I am a crackhead for this stuff. So Let's go. We get ourselves somebody plugged right into that right guard spot. What did we talk about? I put a question mark there. I said, let's go ahead and draft the guy that's going to start there. All about it. Let's effing go. Now, you see in free agency, you added Mariota, Penny, Zacchaeus. So you've got some other guys. Now, I know people feel that the season's over if we don't get a running back, receiver. I do not feel that way. I thought these guys all were very talented. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Kenny Gainwell, I thought were good. I don't know. Dallas Goedert's one of the best to me. I thought we had the best offensive line, so I'm not sure where that narrative comes from. But I think this is going to be one of the best, if not the best offense, because Jalen Hurts, I understand they think he can't develop, but I think he's going to develop even more than he did. So, yeah, let the people sleep on this team. This offense is no effing joke. But look, 4 more picks, so don't think that this thing's over. There are free agents out there. We'll talk about who's remaining after the draft, and you can always trade for someone. So we talked about that earlier. Go check that video out. You see all the ammo we have, so let's ride. Now on the defensive side of the ball, Sidney Brown, he could win himself a starting job. Don't want to just place him in there yet, but look, you see the guys in green are all obviously the new players. We lost some people this offseason, but we definitely added some guys as well. So got some starting material here in free agency. You've got some guys in the draft. And a lot of these guys like Nolan Smith, I think you could consider him a starter. He's going to get a lot of reps eventually, and I think down the road, we talked about his versatility. There's going to be schemes where he's an off-ball guy. He's on the line, edge rushing. You can do a lot with him. That's why he's such an exciting pick and was my number 1 edge rusher. I think that these guys, they're perfect fits, and I'm pretty damn ecstatic about it. Now, I will show you the depth chart for the special teams here because, well, we didn't add anyone that would help there just yet, but we've talked about some later round guys that will be there, and tomorrow I'll be going over all of that. So do not fear, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let those negative Nancy's out there. Well, they didn't get this. Well, they didn't do that. It's like, dude, who cares what you think? You guys wanted to trade Jalen Hurts and fire Howie Roseman. Like, we can't really take what those people say like seriously. Like, sure, dude, sure. Who are we drafting next year that we're never going to draft? But it is what it is, man. But I'm enjoying this draft, and I laugh at everybody that's tried to be negative today. Like, people chiming in, like, you said this was 6th round and 7th, and it like says what the pick is. And I was like, dude, if you're having trouble figuring it out, and they're like, I'm just trying to help. And it's like, what helps? If you comment and join the conversation. If you want to talk about the Eagles, if I've never seen you before, and the only thing you want to say is something negative, like, all right, dog, I don't need that. Like, you could say something about me getting a pick right for 5 years in a row, like a spelling error, if that's what sticks out to you. That's pretty trolly, man. So it is what it is. But I've just been laughing my ass off. People are they're reaching for anything at this point, dude. And especially the Cowboys, Giants fans. It's great. So, yeah, that's exactly what I said. I'll show you the text, man. It just says, well, that's all I needed to hear because, dude, let's go. My man, Mark, I appreciate you always. But yesterday, love that, man. You giving me a little shout out, tagging the Eagles in that, letting them know who's out here doing his thing. So I appreciate you, dude. Howie. He's a magician. Can't wait to see him this offseason. We're going to be having a great conversation again this year. We're going to have some great laughs. So good. Glad to hear that this is fine. I don't know why well, you guys know this Chromebook sucks ass. So do what we can here. But yeah, he sure is a baller. Love that kid. So at least he went to Miami. Also, we may pick Chase Brown as well. Just makes for a dope story. Yeah, his twin brother, no doubt. So yeah, the Cowboys, they're usually pretty terrible. So that's nothing surprising. Cowboys are going to cowboy, but they'll talk about last century. That must be tough, man. I was a child last century. So that's crazy, man. That people would talk about that even. I would be embarrassed. So it'd be like me talking about like something, cool I did when I was 12 years old, dude. Oh, it's way farther than that. 90s. I would have been 9 or 10 there. Yeah. So, pretty embarrassing, but I'm very happy with these picks, man. Ecstatic, all 4 of them. So we got all the pieces we needed, and we talked about we're going to take the best player available, and that's exactly what we did. What did I tell you about free money picks being an O-line in there? I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? We talked about if anybody who tunes in, offensive line is always on the table. I don't know if you missed all of the shows throughout the last couple months, but yeah, man, we talk about how the Eagles are going to take Rick Jankenheimer from Dandy State because Stoutland is here, and they're going to find someone they like, someone we don't know. So, yeah, man, that has been the narrative here. We all are very on board with Stout and this Eagles team. So, look, man, I'm excited. They're doing what they do. And I see, the experts are all torn here. They didn't take all these people they said. And it's like, look, man, the Eagles know what they're doing. And we talk about it every year, what they're going to do. And, well, then they do it. So, dude, we got Jalen Carter. We got Nolan Smith. I didn't call Steen, but we got Sidney Brown, and we did trade back. So all those things happen. So if they're experts, I don't know what that makes me. I don't know. But yes, mentioned the return specialist there. Went to other content providers when you were on break. Lots of opinions, but really no analysis. In fact, yo, appreciate you, my dude. But that's they're all waiting for my show. And I've noticed it a lot, especially now. It's like, oh, everybody changes who their pick is after I make a show about who my pick is. And everybody loves these people they've never mentioned. And it's like, oh, I see it now. Oh, I've seen it, but it's funny to me, man. But I appreciate you, dude. Try to give you what I can on him. But like I said, I don't have an in-depth analysis on Tyler Steen. He was a left tackle, so I wasn't too intrigued by him. So I asked my source, and what I've got for you, my man, Marcus, is this dude is loved by Jeff Stoutland, and he can play the guard position. Very versatile. The things I saw were, he needed to work on run and pass. So it was like, but his athleticism, just his freakish size, with that athleticism it's a very big plus. And if Stout thinks he can coach this kid up, they like him. He's a bright mind. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to know. And if he can start at right guard, that's a hell yeah in the third round. And you guys know my infatuation with Sidney Brown. So all about it. So love it. Just got home, my man Tim. Appreciate you, dude. But Steen, look, again, we knew Howie, these guys would take an O-lineman at some point, and it was going to be somebody random we didn't talk about, and that's perfectly fine because Torrance, Malk were all off the board. So I was texting with him, and we were talking about how we wanted Osiris. Then he left, and I was trying to get him to tell me. I was like, dude, who's the offensive lineman then that we're taking? And sure enough, Tyler Steen came up. So when I asked him, dude, I told you, and this guy, every time I've ever told you something, the Ndamukong Suh, James Bradbury, all those things days in advance, it's from this source. This source never lies to me. I mean, I would never tell you this stuff. I'm not one of those people that makes things up so you get excited. I will only tell you things if I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about it. Liz, appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you're all enjoying this draft. I hope you didn't have to work late tonight, Liz, and got to enjoy this damn draft. Tomorrow, we're going to be up and at it early. We're going to be talking probably around 11 o'clock. Going to have the show out. The draft starts at 12. We're obviously not picking for a while, but we could trade up. A lot of things could happen. We could trade for a player. You never know. So I'm going to be ready for it, at least try to be. But it has been very great, Twisted. I am through the roof. Almost said wall roof. Don't know what I'm saying. Losing my mind. Dude, they want to hate, man. And I had a guy telling me earlier, some of you were part of that. It was hilarious. Jalen Carter's an edge rusher, but he's not starting. He has to be the backup to Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham, the guy that didn't start last year and is the backup to Josh Sweat. Okay. People just reach for anything, man. They just want to spread that misery. And I'm good, man. I'm too excited. But yeah, I know. My brother was just telling me the price of season tickets went up. And he bought his, and he's like, son of a bitch. And yeah, I can only imagine. But the single tickets, it's like, it's going to be insane. And I said that last year. I was like, wait till everybody becomes an Eagles fan again. It's going to suck. That's why we got tickets way in advance before everyone became an Eagles fan. Thank God for so many of those games. But holy hell, you got to watch out for that stuff, man. So now we're at a tier where we're going to be on primetime games. Everybody's going to want to go. So get those parking spaces, get those tickets, do what you got to do, man. Couldn't be more happy myself, Clarence. Appreciate you tuning in, dude. And, getting, edge rusher that can play off-ball linebacker, getting a starting monster to replace Hargrave, a safety that fits the perfect mold, as we talked about the last few weeks. I mean, holy hell, you get a guy that can start at right guard in the third. I'm pretty happy. Now, one thing I mentioned earlier was Trenton Simpson's a weird one for me. If he falls a little bit, like I feel like tomorrow you should be like, okay, let's trade some of those 11 picks we have next year. Let's take like one or two. Let's trade one or two of these picks this year. Just give them like a seventh, and a sixth, something. Try to move up something, dude, somewhere. Add whatever you got to do and try to get Trenton Simpson. I would be all about it. But I'll be getting more into my favorite guys tomorrow. But look, there's a lot of talent left, so stay excited. But man, he is because of draft. Yeah, I saw him. He was available. He's one of those guys that was like available all the time. I remember seeing that too. But yeah, he's a stud, man. And if my source says that he is a real stud, that means I'm even more excited. So let's go. Yeah, man, it's sad. It is. It's very sad. They have to watch those on VHS. I don't even think people know what VHS is. So look, man, we are definitely we're going to be talking about plenty of people. It's going to be awesome. Philly talk is the most. Oh, well, let's not be bashing other people in here. Philly Mike is my guy. I was able to meet him a few weeks ago. Really hit it off with him. But look, man, we all have our own flavor. No need to hate on anybody. Philly 500 and Dancilio in second. Now, I like Philly 500 as well. I've got to meet some of these guys online here. They were kind enough to bring me on their shows. So big shout out to them. But Dancilio, he is complete trash. But can't just be only Howie taking the picks. I wonder who is. Oh, dude, we've got plenty of scouts. We've got financial guys. It's not just Howie, but he is the king of the table, man. So all about giving him that praise, especially because of how much hate he got last year. To Steen being the potential starter, right guard, kind of hurt Jurgens. Not at all. Cam will take over for center. This has been the plan, and very excited about that happening next year. But appreciate you, Purple Donatello. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love it. We need some merch. We do. And I actually tried to reach out to someone and was working on these things, and they just kind of sucked. So it is what it is. I do need to get a merch guy. I know a lot of you guys want stuff. The run the damn ball one, the keep hating. We'll keep educating. There are some good ones. So let me get on that this offseason. I'm trying to up my game as much as I possibly can. So need to get this man on Jacob Sports. Look, man, I don't know. I don't want to be on Dan Silio's show, but I do love Derek Gunn. I've always been a fan of his, minus the whole ghost story last year, which I had to debunk. You guys remember I was able to go to that practice the next day and tell people what was actually happening. And I told you, look, we're going to the Super Bowl. I don't care what these little nerds. I was watching them. I'm like, these are the guys telling us. And look, I know I got a disease. I'm skinny as shit, but like, bro, I played football. Like, I clearly know football. So it's funny. It was just like, oh, okay, flippy floppies. We'll see about that. I'm coming. Don't worry. But appreciate you tuning in, my man. Hulk, let's go. I'm going to do it again this year. Try to get some more practices. Get out the real news. What's actually happening here? Because they were talking about how we were the next Browns. We're the worst team ever. I get there, and it's like Jalen Hurts is throwing a perfect ball. He is developing. This defense is going to break sack records. We're going to be great. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. And then literally they had to change the narrative because they're like, oh, shit, this guy's here. Damn it. It was awesome. That was one of the coolest years I've ever had. And I wish it would have ended right. But damn it. I mean, I've never seen anyone predict all of those things. So hey, I'll get it. I'll get a job doing something, man. Don't worry. Do not worry. I've applied. I think they were just like, but you didn't get, you weren't given all this money growing up and you didn't go to this school. It's like breaking their brain. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't handed anything, dog. I've worked for everything I've earned in life, and this disease ruined everything I had to build it back up. And look what we're building here now. So I can't do that without you guys. Love you. Appreciate you. You guys are like my Jeff Stoutland. I'm the Mylotta here. So I love it. And if he loves Steen, that's what I love, my man. So Jackson keeps making us overjoyed with his presence. I'm not sure what you mean next year unless... Oh, Jason, now I don't know, man. I think this is his last year, unfortunately, but love the dude and happy to have him back. Let's effing go. We can get a couple more players. We can go back to the Super. No, we'll go back to the Super Bowl without taking 6th and 7th rounders, man. This roster's already stacked, but we will be adding more players. We could look to trade. We talked about how we traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson after the draft last year. Expect like things like that to still happen. Buda Baker can still come here. I don't care what those people making stuff up. Oh, we don't have the cap. Go watch one of my videos and you'll learn how the cap works. Go to the playlist, Show Me the Money. It's literally, I mean, people become cap experts overnight. They don't know anything. And then all of a sudden, you know, they watch my video and it's like, well, I actually learned all about everything. And it's like, you're doing a good job of imitating. But that's what this is for. And it's for you guys. People are going to steal it. You know, I'm giving out free work here, but it is what it is. I believe in you guys that you're going to get me where I need to go. You're going to keep supporting, sharing, hitting the like button, subscribing. I have faith in you, just like you have faith in me to continue. And holy hell, next year is going to be tough because it's going to have to be 6 years in a row that I'm trying to get the draft pick right. Oh my God. Wow. But I can't do it without you guys. So appreciate you all tuning in. The 49ers don't even hold a candle to us, so they won't again. But linebackers coming off the board, indeed. And look, the Eagles, I think they feel pretty comfortable with what they have right now. And I don't think it's going to be a 6th or 7th rounder or even a 4th or 5th rounder that's going to, save this roster or something. To me, these are depth pieces that are going to be added now. If you can find yourself a diamond in the rough that can start, and I think there are some, which we will talk about tomorrow, but you can do those things. But this is not like you're going to hear from the media like, this is it. The Eagles have to hit in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round or it's over. And it's like, we just had one of the best drafts. We're going to be fine. All right. So they're going to try. Oh, dude, they're going to go hard on this one. You're going to see all kinds of articles and it's over. Dude, just click off. Just nope. And they are, man. It's hilarious. I saw that one, what is it, that Thomas or that Brendan kid or something? Somebody the other day made a post like right after I made a post about the cap, and they somehow learned how to do it all of a sudden. And they posted it. And one of you guys, I love you. You posted right under him and you tagged me. You're like, yeah, Jimmy already told us. Oh, I was like, I'm glad you guys are starting to see it because try not to complain, but for years it's like, wait, did they really not notice that everybody's just taking my stuff and all of a sudden becoming experts on all this stuff? Like they don't talk about these people or know this stuff, but I do. And then it's like, oh, well, actually, I know now. It's like you fucking, oh, that's been my whole life, though. I've watched entitled people take, but I'm going to keep fighting, man. It's not going to stop me. So let's keep riding. Let's get excited for tomorrow's draft because, again, I'll show you, we've got 4 more picks here. We've got 11 the next year, and then you've got 8 the following year. So we've still got 23 picks in our pocket right here. And now you can't mess with those comp picks. You can't trade any of them. But, I mean, you've still got a 1st, 2 seconds, a 3rd, a 4th, 5th, 6th, and another 6 that you could trade next year. And then all those picks from 2025 and that extra 7th. So, yeah, we could do a whole bunch of things tomorrow. I'm going to be locked in, trying to stay on top of everything. Hopefully they don't pick back to back again so I could just do individual breakdowns on this. But turned into a show. We talked about it all. That's just the way it goes. If you guys missed the depth chart, I'll show that to you one last time. I'm just throwing him in at right guard because if Stout loves him and my source is telling me that he is a beast and is capable of starting a right guard, I'm tossing him in there. It's good enough for me. We'll see what he does this summer, but I feel very comfortable about that. Now on defense, we talked about this. These rotational pieces, they could be starters too. Try not to get upset about what the depth chart says. Just trying to show what guys are on the roster. But look, a lot of excitement should be had here because you see all the green, we lost people. We knew we were going to lose most of those people. Some of them, we were hopeful they would come back. Some of them had horrible agents. Some of them got paid big. It happens. But we knew Howie was going to go into the draft understanding what he needed to do. And my God, has he done it? My God, has he done it? Has he done it? Has he done it again? So fantastic and good talent we got after we picked in the first round. It's just, yeah, exactly. And it's like, I don't know where these narratives come from. Like, well, we got to get a starting this guy in the 6th round. And it's like, oh, yeah, like we have a 6th rounder on our roster right now. And so it's like, you could grab an undrafted kid. You could grab, there's so many different things where it's like, they don't have to do anything in the draft. If they have a board and they're looking at, okay, I've got 20 corners that like I'd be fine with, and I don't need to take them in here. It's like, let's just see how it rolls. And then if they're still available, look at last year, Josh Jobe, Mario Goodrich. Thought they were fantastic additions in the undrafted pool. And it's like, they were. Josh Jobe ended up making the roster. Goodrich was on the practice squad, but it's like, dude, you can find diamonds in the rough, but I don't understand where this, like, you have to go out. Like the rounds we just destroyed, those are the important ones. And that's why they want to pretend like they're not important. Well, it doesn't matter if you get a good 1st round pick, or 2 of them, it's not important. It's like, oh, really? Sure, bud. Yo, I will. No, he isn't, dude. I'll sweet chin music that little shit stain right through a wall, dude. Are you kidding me? I've literally this year had to post multiple times. You guys have actually tagged me under stuff where I have to teach him, like, no, dude, this is actually how it works, man. And all of last year, when he was saying the Eagles were the next Browns, the next Jets, they were going to be the worst team in the league. And I told him, we're going to make it to the Super Bowl, actually, and this is how the cap works. And I broke down, I said, look, we're going to sign this on Reddick. We're going to get Kaiser White. We're going to find a way to get James Bradbury, maybe trade and restructure. He gets cut. We sign him. Told him we draft Jordan Davis. I mean, I took that little kid to the park and walked him like a little tiny dog, dude. And it's really infuriating to watch these guys just get to lie and be wrong. You know, say we got to sack, we got to blitz every play, we got to trade Jalen Hurts. And then when that stuff, like they're all wrong about it, then it's, well, no one ever said any of that stuff. And it's like, no, you did every week, every day. And it was, oh, that pisses me off hearing that, man. I'm going to go find that. I'm going to find, or you can tag me in it. Please tag me in it and say, really? Just say whatever, say my name, and I'll ask him, wait a minute, why was I teaching you just a month ago how the cap works if you're a cap expert? Bro, that's something else, man. That's funny to hear. That's really funny to hear. Yeah, man, he's going to step right in, as you saw on that chart there. But yeah, he'll step right in right away. WIP Eagles media guy. Yeah, man, they're unbearable, man. That's crazy. And he claims this shit, and he does, because I post my videos because it's annoying. But then here's what they do. They watch it. They don't ever give me credit. And then they get to go out and look like they're a genius. And it's like, you little mother. And I see it every day. And if I complain about it, I'm a jerk. And it's like, oh, but everyone gets to brag if they had 64 mock drafts, picked one guy right, or if they just piggybacked off of what I said the other day about Jalen Carter, and then they all changed their picks. Now they're all experts. Wait a minute. If there's someone out here literally doing this, like, that's fucked up, dude. And it's like, first I had a group tell a certain someone to steal my idea, start reaching out to players. You know, I was really sick at the time. So then I couldn't get any players to come on. I'm like, hey, wait, hold on. Then everyone started stealing my ideas. When COVID came, then everyone's like, well, now I'm going to do this. And it's like, well, if we just do exactly what he's doing, and it's a great game plan, but I don't know what they're going to do when I make it, because, well, then it's going to be proof to the whole world what you've been doing. No. I give props to a lot of these guys that do give me props. And those are the dudes that I have on the show, or we'll talk with them online. You'll see that. But a lot of these other guys, no. I don't like the media people, because there's not many content creators I don't like. There are some, that Kylie kid or whatever. I think that people that just make shit up all the time, that infuriates me. I don't like that kind of stuff. But look, man, they're going to continue taking my work. But you guys, the more you see it, the more you tag me and let me know. Like, just tell me, dude, because I'll call them out. I'm tired of them just looking like they're smart in front of thousands of people, it's like, bro, I just had a disease, got my life turned upside down. Like, you really won't just let me get a job? Like, give me the credit. I'm obviously the one teaching you all this stuff. Unreal. Yeah, man. So we'll see. There's a lot of talent. We'll talk about that tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm getting rolling out here. And very excited about this draft. You guys know I'm thrilled. We talked about all of those guys except for Tyler Steen extensively. So talk about the trade back, getting more picks. We did that. Let's go. Hope you've all enjoyed this draft con. I'm losing. I don't even know what sleep is. Don't have free time. I really, really hope you appreciated all of this draft content. I'm going to bring it back tomorrow. We're going to break down all the picks where we actually take, wherever that is. And we'll talk about all that stuff. I'll give you an updated look at the rookie cap hits, because the pick changed like one. So a couple dollars will be moved around, but I'll keep you up to date with everything, man. And I hope you do. I hope you start putting Jimmy in the chat and let them know, you are definitely stealing that guy's content. So that's all I wanted to do, though. Years ago, I said I was going to change the game, and I've done it. Everybody now understands the cap all of a sudden. People understand how a defense works. They know what a multiple scheme odd front is. They know what a Sam linebacker is. They're learning all of these things. And I'm not saying that's all you guys. I know a lot of people know football. It's just the media doesn't. And a lot of these people that claim to, they're just making stuff up. So I'm doing my best. And as long as we're changing the game and they're finally starting to get things right and understand, look, WIP, you're welcome. I try to do my best to do the job of hundreds of people as one person. I'm doing what I can for you guys, producing all these shows, the graphics, and doing all the work. So a big you're welcome to them for all the great content. But, you guys are awesome. F them, dude. Who cares? We're going to live this up and enjoy every moment of these first 2 days because what an effing draft it has been. And then tomorrow we're going to end it just right with those 4, 17, 3, 8. Who knows how many picks it's going to be, but we'll break them all down, and I'll try to do them individually as they happen, unless they're back-to-back like this, and then we go through hell. But it is what it is, but I'll be back tomorrow with the best available, all the things I think that could go down, all that stuff, but I would love to know what your thoughts are. All I know, you were the first to post about the cat. Hey, you know it. You all know I've been doing it for years too, and it's like, okay, like I'm out here just doing it, and they wouldn't listen, and now they're listening because I can see they're listening. They all finally are getting it right, because what they don't understand is, replacing cap hits with, they're taking the rookie cap hits, they're taking all of our picks, and they're subtracting from the cap space. Not how you do it. You only take the ones that affect the cap. That's our first 4 right now as it stands. You subtract that from the top 51, bottom 4, you replace it. I mean, I've explained it, and they're finally kind of learning, but I watch them make things up, and they like try to go a little out of bounds and not listen to what I say. And then you can tell it's like, oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's embarrassing, but hey, whatever. That's what thieves get, man. But let's effing go. I will see you all tomorrow. Tiffany, Liz, Luffy, Twisted, Tim, all of you, Jeff, every single one of you. Ryan, I know there's probably a million of you more I forgot, but Anthony was in here. I know a lot of you guys. You're doing what you can to support me when you can, and I cannot thank you enough, and I'm doing what I can. My man Purple was in here. Tony, Hulk. Let me scroll up here. Don't think I missed Marcus. My man was in here, but I appreciate all of you. I will be back tomorrow around 11 o'clock. The draft starts at 12, so we're going to have a little pregame show, and then I'll keep you up to date throughout the day, and then we'll have a little recap of the whole damn thing. Let's effing go. But you know it, my man. I'll be able to make it right to the top with you guys on my side. That's always been my mindset. Just got a little twisted and let those people get to me. I got to just stay focused, drive forward, keep finding these awesome sources, making the right connections. That way I don't have to rely on hot takes and making things up. We can just rely on great content and information given to us by people that work with the Philadelphia Eagles, right? So I'm glad you enjoy it, and truly appreciate that, man. And I appreciate all of your support. You guys saying that stuff, the likes, the comments, all the things you've been doing the past few days really means a lot, because I've been putting in that work. So it's nice to know that it is appreciated. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Go effing Howie, baby. But I will be back tomorrow. Until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Sleep like babies tonight. And as always, come on, chat. Let's get it going here. Luffy, I think saw you get it started, but need to see you all saying it, because tonight I think it has been earned. But have a great rest of the night. And as always, go Birds!